The question is, which is the most racist state in the United States? And I am not sure if you could really discern that. But in this video, I want to compare Florida and South Carolina and North Carolina. Florida is not no different when it comes to treating blacks. They round you up and put you in jail. They take away your assets. They take your children and put them in foster care. Now, for example, in Florida, I would go on television and say things like, that's way back in 1999-ish, and say that America is about to collapse. I would say things as the whole culture is on the mind, and so it can just take a little pull and the whole thing can collapse. And you find that some of these white people will go on television saying that, oh, they've been to college and they have honors degree, but yet they don't agree with me. They don't see what I'm talking about. Well, they went to college, yes, but you could go to college just because, for whatever reason. I went to school because I really felt I had some contribution to make, and I wanted some solid information and some other things to help me make my points real clear, and I did well because it almost collapsed, and I came back and I was able to help them stay straight and so on. Um, but they were so upset. The police, the judges, all these white folks in Jacksonville, Florida, were upset with what I was saying. So they conspired then, and well, really, really, why they took my child and put her in foster care is not necessarily to put her in foster care per se. They were hoping to put me in a mental institution, execute me, or give me a long time in jail. This was the real principle and the real purpose of the whole treatment. And again, it has to do with racism. I'm black. I shouldn't be saying the things I said, although it was very scholarly and I had solutions and I could have showed them how to solve the problem. So what they were hoping to do is for me to threaten the social worker, the attorney, the judge, so they could hold me in contempt of court and throw me in jail or put me in a mental institution. This is what they really wanted to do. And they used the child, hoping that I love my child so much that I will go along with their program and go to jail or go into the mental institution or, be executed. Because when the social worker came to take my child away, they called me. Now, why she called me? She could just stay in Thailand and go, right? But no, she wanted me to be there because the whole purpose of taking a child, she's saying that, in other words, the court told me that the mother shouldn't be in the home. Now, they did not give me a court order so that I could, use that to get the mother out. I called the police, and the police said that they can't remove her because she is a legitimate member of the home. They wanted me to go to some motel. I mean, so the grandmother was there. I left the child with the grandmother. I went to drive the school bus, and then after that, I went doing a self-employed yard business I had. So she comes and she says she find the child. In court, she said that she found the child with her mom alone, and so she took the child in. But then on the cross-examination, she said that the grandmother was there. So it wasn't really the child was with the mother, it was with the grandchild. But, she just used that to hope that she would have got me real upset. Why you look, no, the grandmother's here, let the child with grandmother, the mother's not wrong. So look, and threaten her with a bat or some kind of one, the tools I had. I let her go, because I know what they're really about. And then they came with a far-fetched thing saying that I have mental problems. I should go for counseling. He said that he can't verify, the psychologist, he said he can't verify my education, nor could he verify my work experience. And he thinks that I'm lying and that I need long-term counseling. And from that, it went on that I have mental problems. I should, oh, by the way, they sent a therapist, and she wants me to give her in writing that I have mental problems. I mean, what kind of stupidness is that? She tells me, don't you think because you come from some foreign culture that the way you behave, they might think that you're crazy here? I asked her, I think, where she think I'm from? I came from the British Empire. I got more culture than she, you know what I mean? But she threw me out of the program, and so I had to, they said I need to go and see a psychiatrist. And my child is on the line, but I know I'm going to see the psychiatrist. He's going to say the court order me to go on some medication or some stupidness like that, and then the next thing, they put me in observation in a mental institution, and I'm permanently in there because they'll keep up whatever drugs they put in your body. You know what I mean? This is what they do. And so I'm thinking that South Carolina and Florida, North Carolina, Florida, they're all the same because these white folks down there are so trivial and so petty that the slightest movement you make as a black person. In other words, you must be seen and not heard, or probably not even be seen and heard. Just go away, just go on welfare or go to prison or whatever, and they'll be happy. And because I wasn't doing that, for example, I'm teaching, substitute teaching. I work the maximum 35 hours a week. Yet she says that I do not have stable employment. They're so ridiculous down there. And so Judge Gooden, who is supposed to be the adoption judge of the country, both of them are they're taking black kids that have abilities that seem as though they could be president of the United States and put them in foster care. They know that in foster care these kids are going to be lost. And I just don't understand the foster care philosophy. The law in America states that if parents are abusing, neglecting, or abandoning a child, they should give it to a relative, brother, uncle, or aunt, or grandparents, or something like that. And if that doesn't work, give to somebody in the community who is willing to have this child, so that this child could grow up knowing it's right out of family. But no. They have the attorneys who are doing adoption. There's big bucks in adoption. And they have the friends who are waiting to get income through adoption and so on. They have the children in college and they need some extra money, some white folks, so they give these kids to these parents and these people and so on. And these kids, they know that as soon as the child... Oh, by the way, Attorney Saldina said that, they like to take kids as young as my child because they just grow up not to know the parents. Now, this is so tragic. Because when a child reaches 18, that parent who's supposed to be this loving, caring foster parent is going to put that child in the street. Listen, you got to go. You're 18, no more checks, bye. The child doesn't have no relatives, doesn't know nobody. I mean, this thing is so sad. But that's a part of the racism in Jacksonville, Florida. They'll do it to black kids that seem to have abilities. I recall I was driving the bus to the gifted school, and there was a little black guy that was in the gifted program in Florida. And this guy, he cries to me, he says, man, this teacher's giving him so much horrors. He says that the other white kids don't have the kind of problems he has. He does his work, but if he makes a small mistake, she makes it into a big hill and beating him up and harassing him and carrying on. He's crying. I never followed it up. I couldn't do anything to help him because I'm also on the fire. When you're black in Florida and you kind of have a good education or you have some good ideas or you have abilities and whatever, man, especially if it's not like, say, golf or football or basketball that people could see it, they'd beat you up every day. And so they don't want no gifted, no intelligent black in Florida. But you see, the situation is this. This is America. And if they're undermining a significant members of the community, aren't they stupid? Because you're going to have a whole bunch of people now who are going to be doing crimes. You can pull them up in the jail. I mean, this thing is so backward. And so these racist people, whether they be judge, police, or attorneys, or whoever, the Department of Children and Families, they're stupid, man, because you don't do stuff like that. You don't treat people like that because there's karma and there is a God in heaven and he is the one that's judging, right? So it could be South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida that could make America lose its power because when you're abusing people and people are crying out to go, because all I could do, I'm not getting the courts to do anything for it. The president won't do nothing for it. The Congress won't do nothing about it. So I have to talk to God. Say, Lord, you see how these people abusing us and taking my kids and throwing them in jail, put them in foster care just because I'm doing your bidding, just because I went and I got a good education and doing what's right. And he's taking note. And when it becomes beyond the pale, it's the same thing like Egypt. Let my people go. You don't want them to go, you can destroy everything. Start destroying the roads, start destroying the water, start destroying the plants, start destroying the bees. Man, he'll make them come to such a level where they'll just say, we free up the blacks now, man, because, but it might be too late. They might do what they should have done a long time ago, but it's already over, So I trust that, these folks in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, Judge Gooden, Summer Saladino, those other people working in this so-called child protective service are going to start doing the right thing and just look for the parents who are abusing their kids and give them to the relatives, give them to somebody in the community. Don't just put them in foster care knowing that they're going to be hopelessly lost and they're going to be the new wave of hookers and criminals and drug dealers and drug users. Man, this thing is hilarious. So I give Florida the title of the most racist city in the country, Jacksonville, Florida.